to yourself listening, whether you're listening live at a later time. I'm here in the offices of Rudy Ramdashan and also David Burns. Rudy and David, can you just explain a little bit about Ronald Fletcher Baker? And we know it dates back to 1948, medium-sized law firm, and also property specialist law firm as well.
Yeah, so we have, as most of your members will know, we have a large property team at Ronald Fletcher Baker that specialises in litigation, like me and David. So I do commercial and development side of litigation. David specialises in leasehold enfranchisement, lease extensions, right of first refusal, and it's particularly for high-end properties around here when we are on Baker Street. So that's us on our litigation side. We also have hotel experts, restaurant experts.
So hotel experts would be Simon Lawrence, who's at my event coming up on September the 5th.
Yeah, and we have bridging finance experts, Paul Kane. Yeah, we have a range of kind of expertise within the firm, and quite substantial teams.
Well, I think the firm's now about 80 people in it, so it's growing every year.
So it's based here in London, although for some people maybe connected to me who are based in Manchester think, well, we would like to speak to people based in Manchester, and you've got a Manchester office as well?
We have the Manchester office. Our partner there, Afshin, she specialises in property, so any of your members have a property group. We also have a new joiner with us in Manchester, partner Paul.
Yeah.
Another Paul.
So just to explain the difference between yourself, Rudy and David, I know you're big into MMA. You're not Rudy, no. But there's more to it than that. So Rudy, you specialise specifically, or most of the time, in development and commercial.
Yeah.
So, and David in franchisement, high-end residential as well. So in terms of some of the key questions on the 25th of July in London Bridge, what are some of the key questions you're hoping people are? And just to add, questions at rfblegal.co.uk is the email address if you want to send over those questions as well.
Yeah,
I think it's any, whatever people have questions about, we're happy to try and help add value from a legal perspective. Often with the kind of work that Rudy and I do, we will be able to add something and bring possibly a different perspective that might be able to make people see things in a different way and create some profit where they may not have seen it previously.
Yeah. So look, I believe, I won't pronounce her surname, but Tanaz will be there as well.
Tanaz will be there. Tanaz has given us the transactional expertise. I think it's such a wonderful idea by you, Brendan, to put on an event where you can really add value to your members, invite them along. We're there to answer questions in the room. We're obviously there to answer questions that are sent to us in advance to questions at rfblegal.co.uk.
Tanaz Narazadi.
Okay. Yeah. So, look, in terms of what you're noticing in the market right now, so in terms of what trends are you noticing? What's been different this year to last year? Has it been significantly different? Because we're first half of the year through. Now we're going into the second half of the year. Of course, the National Development Summit isn't that far away now. It's about 220 days away or something like that. It's specifically, though, in terms of what trends you're noticing, is it more co-living, more co-working, or what is it? Is it hotels? I know we've got a hotel panel on the 5th of September, which Evan, Maine, Donald will be chairing.
Yeah. Hotels are still doing quite well, still buoyant. We've got several hotel deals going through at the moment, and so the hotel market is good, and your event in September will be
September the 5th. Yeah.
We'll be covering that. Other than that, from the commercial side of things, you've had the Supreme Court decision in S. Francis in December, which is now feeding its way through and impacting on mixed commercial use development schemes and how you bring about vacant possession strategies in this new kind of landscape. You're tied in. I know, David, you've got, you're doing a bit of work in terms of the code, the electronic, the communications code. So, that's really, quite interesting from
Do you want to jump to elaborate on the electronic code?
David, do you want to jump?
So some of the big electronic communication companies, Orange, T-Mobile, EE, all the rest of it, Vodafone, will have equipment and masts on various properties all throughout London and further afield. If some people are purchasing properties which have those masts or equipment on top of those properties, that could cause issues when it comes to seeing through redevelopment. We've got some clients who have got boots on the ground starting the redevelopment, and they've thought, oh, hang on, how do we get rid of all this equipment that's on top? And it's not now as easy as it previously was. A new act came into play in 2017, so it's something to be mindful of for developers.
Yeah.
Sure. Look, in terms of July, the panel with I don't want to call it a panel, because a panel is usually not just one particular organisation or company. It's usually spread out, different professions, but it's just a legal dedicated team that particular evening. September, I know we've got Simon Lawrence as well. Is there anything to add about Simon in September? We'll come back to that as we get a little bit closer to that date as well. Or just to focus on hotels for a second.
Well, I just think Simon, it's a great catch to get Simon at your event. He is got probably about 25 years experience with, specifically doing some of the largest hotel deals that there are. He knows that sector inside out. He knows how it works. So you've got a great opportunity there to kind of get to know more about hotels.
And it's great that Evan's brought in one of the key people in Savills as well. So massive thanks to Evan doing that. And then we're going to have a chat after this video about going forward for the rest of the year as well. But to be fair, the rest of the year is more or less formalised. I've got loads of people want to be on the young person's property panel. Which I know Laura's going to be on. I was asked last night by another person as well, so I have to work it out. Otherwise, it could be quite a few people that young person's.
I don't think Rudy and I qualify for the panel.
No, you possibly not. Not that particular panel. Look, just a call to action. Questions at rfblegal.co.uk. So that's the best way to contact you specifically for July the 25th. Just to summarise, we're going to have David, we're going to have Rudy, and also Tanaz as well. Possibly there'll be one or two other members of the team, Ben and Jonathan. So people may see Ben and Jonathan. What do they do differently, or what teams are they involved in?
They're in our teams. They're in the litigation team. Ben and Jonathan, they're great. Jonathan also does MMA, so you'll often see David and Jonathan having a little rough and tumble.
So as I say, questions at rfblegal.co.uk. It's London Bridge, 25th of July. I haven't even mentioned who the other speakers are. John Howard, who I know Rudy heard, I think it was about 2 months ago in May. Very interesting developer. I go to see him live. Should be a Facebook Live. I haven't said it will be a Facebook Live, but it's certainly video basis. Next Thursday morning in Ipswich. So that's one key part of the evening. And also we've got Jane Scroggs as well, talking about her very unusual development, commercial development, office space in Bristol. And Bristol is one area which Evan, for example, keeps talking about Bristol in conversations. Of course, Evan is co-hosting National Development Summit 2020, although the focus of this video is, as I say, July 25th, which is my final Central London evening property network until September the 5th. So there's going to be a break in August, and it'd be interesting to see if some of the questions people have, on the 25th of July, maybe about Brexit, because by that time we will have a new Prime Minister. Should do, because the Prime Minister should be on the 23rd of July. Maybe not specifically to yourself those questions, maybe more to John Howard, who is involved in the Conservative Party. I think he's chairman of the Ipswich Conservative Party. So hope I've got the classification correct there. look, that's it for the moment. As I say, I look forward to seeing you, and thank you for joining me this afternoon. And thank you.